Hey, what's going on, guys? Blaine here from the Blue Collar Geek, and today I'm going to be doing a critique video, a photo critique video for Jared Polin for Frono's Photo. If you guys don't know who that is and you're watching this video just because you're subscribed to me through my channel, I'll be sure to leave the link to his channel below. He's a great guy, great photographer, and I've really learned a lot from his website as well as his YouTube videos. So here we have 10 photos by Jared himself, and he wanted his Fro readers and viewers to critique his photos this time. This is something new for him. Most of the time he critiques other people's photos, but this time he wanted his viewers to critique his photos. He did a photo shoot, or took some photos for Montes Yahoo, if I'm saying that right. He went on tour with these guys. This is kind of like Montes Yahoo is a reggae singer, reggae slash rap, whatever you want to call it. And Jared went on tour with these guys and got to shoot a bunch of photos for them. And these are his 10 photos from that little tour that he did with them. Not tour, but little excursion, I guess you would say. So let's go ahead and jump to it. The first photo that we have is Montes Yahoo out going for a walk with his two little boys. Really good photo. I guess my only critique for this photo would be that I would like to have seen maybe if Jared had one of his photos where this boy on the left was possibly looking straight ahead, where both of the boys were looking straight ahead with Montes maybe looking down at them or something like that. Maybe give a little bit more interest to the photo. Also, Jared was using his 70-200 and only had it at 145, as I can see from the information he gives us down at the bottom of the photo. I possibly would have went on in a little bit more and got them, filled the frame a little bit with them, just a little bit with this. So other than that, possibly might have done a black and white, but still a good photo, and really don't have a lot to critique about that other than the little boy possibly getting both of them to look ahead. But moving on to the next image, we have Montes sitting on a park bench with his two little boys once again, and you can tell that one of the little boys has come up to him, is looking for comfort from his father, probably because Jared was pointing that big lens at him and it made him uncomfortable. So most kids, when they see a camera pointing at them, they get a little bit uncomfortable, which is pretty typical. I have two little girls of my own. They're pretty much the same way. But good photo. The only thing that I would critique on this one, as I said in the last one, you can see that he's using the 70-200 again, and he only has it at 70. I might would have come in about to 100 on this one and got this lady here on the left, got her out of the frame, and possibly maybe waited for the little boy on the left here to maybe look at his dad or something. But with candids, we all know that you kind of get what you get. It's a really good photo, but I possibly would have went in a little bit closer in and definitely cut this lady on the left over here out of the frame. But overall, it's a good image, and really has some emotion about it, because you can tell that he's kind of feeling uncomfortable and wants his dad for comfort. So moving on to the next one, once again I would have went in a little bit more with this one. I don't like how it's a lot of these boxes, or not boxes but cases for the band over here on the right. I possibly would have cut this one about here. It's a good image with his two little boys playing on the iPods or whatever while their dad is playing the show. They might even be listening to their dad, not real sure about that. But overall, it's a good image. Don't really have a lot to complain about, and like I've said in the previous two, I possibly just would have come in a little bit closer and cut off these the cases over here. But other than that, I do like this. It's showing the little, especially since the little boy down here has got the big old headphones on. He's like looking at his iPod or iPhone or whatever it might be, and just enjoying the show. So don't really have a lot to critique in that one. Yeah. Moving on, this is probably my favorite image out of the 10. You have Montes looking up at his little boy, once again comforting his little boy, and really shows a lot of emotions. You can see his eyes looking right up at his little boy. The little boy is a little bit out of focus, which is nice. Really brings your attention to the eyes of Montes. The only thing that I would critique in this, if I was Jared, I would have moved a little bit to the right, or tilted my camera a little bit more to the right, maybe down a little bit. That way we could have seen a little bit more of the boy and a little bit more of Montes himself. Maybe got this guy out of the frame. If he would have taken maybe a step to the left, that possibly would have changed the image a little bit. But then again, you might not have got the eyes looking up like that. Once again, with candids, it's kind of, you get what you get. So moving on to the next one, we have two little boys laying in the bed watching TV. This is it is what it is, I guess. The only thing that I will critique about this image is just the headboard up here being a little bit kind of tilted in the frame. Possibly would have gone in, post and editing and actually straighten that a little bit, made it uniform or straight. What is that, vertical? I can't even think right now. Made it straight with the framing of the image itself. So that's really the only thing that I would critique about that. I mean, it's not the greatest photo in the world, but it is what it is. It's a picture of the two little boys watching the TV, and definitely captures their into the TV and into whatever they are watching. So moving on to the next one, we have Montes at I'm assuming like a little acoustic show, possibly. Got the TV cameras here on the right and the left. Got a bass player over here to Montes is left. And the only thing that I would say about this image, I like it. It kind of draws you in, but I possibly would have done a vertical with this. Got a little bit of these TV cameras out of the frame, but overall it is a good image. And yeah, that's about it with that one. Moving on to the next one, we have a guy adjusting on the mixing board. Very good image. The only thing that I can see in this one that I possibly would have changed a little bit, you have a lot of black in the top up here. Maybe could have come down and got a little bit of the front of the mixer. Maybe would have been interesting. And yeah, other than that, I think he shot this with a 24-70, had it at 24. I don't know why he didn't shoot this at 2.8. He had it at 3.2. It was obviously a very dark situation, so I probably would have had it at 2.8, focused in on the guy's face. That way you could have just got the blurred mixer, and then maybe bumped up the ISO just a little bit so that you could get a little bit more color out of it. Definitely with the D3S you can bump that ISO up a lot. But moving on to the next image, this is one of my favorite as well. Got the guy adjusting on the effects unit, and it's focused right in on the cigarette, which is always nice. The only thing that I would say about this is if maybe somehow the guy could have, I don't know. I mean, it's a candid, so you get what you get, but it would have been cool to have seen like a little bit of smoke coming off the cigarette. That would have gave a little bit of mystique to the image. So other than that, I think this is a good image. Maybe black and white would have worked a little bit better. So next image is of course Montes. This is one of Jared's, I think, photos of the week. Got Montes just performing with the lights behind him glaring right down on his back, and very good image. The only thing And I think Jared even pointed this out, was he probably could have come down just a little more and got a little bit more of his feet in the frame. He kind of almost cut his foot off, I think, in this, but still a very good image. And I actually think that this image would work in black and white, and possibly even doing some tone curves on it as well would have drawn some interest to it. But it's still a really good photo, so not taking anything away from it. Moving on, I think this is the last image, and it is we have Montes and the band just jamming out. Montes is looks like he's dancing. So really good photo. I don't really have anything to critique in this one. He shot it with a 14-24, had it open to 14, shot it at 3.5. Possibly could have shot it at maybe a higher aperture, but really shot it with the ISO at 5000, so it was pretty close to being maxed out on the ISO. I don't know exactly how high the D3S would go on the ISO, but possibly could have went a little bit higher with the ISO, a little bit higher aperture, and got a little bit better depth of field, because you can it's a little bit blurry back here, especially with the lights and stuff, but Montes is definitely in focus, and that's the focus of the image. So good photo overall, a very good set of photos by Jared. And that's it for my critique. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching. And Jared, thanks a lot for all of your videos and all that you do for the photography community. We really appreciate it. And I will see all of you guys soon. Thanks for watching, and FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.